even though I'm not a Yankees fan. So just to let you know, you didn't know that, but now you know. So I can say pridefully that I thought the Yankees were going to do better this year than my brother.
Yes, and he's going to keep reminding us of it every week.
Every week until
at this time.
Next season.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
So Rob, I remember your brother when he was a Cub reporter.
Bob Lipa. I worked with Bob Lipa. My first writing job was Bob Lipa.
Really? That was the first.
I was going to say my first paying job, but we know how that was.
Sometimes.
Yeah, the occasional paying job.
But I remember stories of Tim Leonard joining taking a ride down south to Towson with the Hofstra soccer team, and then holding up the team bus on the ride back.
Yeah, Tom.
He could file a story for Newsday.
Tom Lang was a little upset with me.
I didn't know.
Coach, I got to file my story. Hey, Tim, we're getting on the bus. We got to go. I'm like, yeah, give me 5 minutes. Come on, Coach.
I didn't know that.
I'm getting you to Newsday, Coach. How many times have you been in Newsday this year? Come on. And by the way, go get me a cheeseburger.
I did not know that.
Those are the best of times, right?
Yes.
And the worst of times.
Yes, I think I made $45 for that story.
That's good. That's better than you're making now.
Oh, man.
So,
but the times have changed.
The world of sports, John. Well, the times have changed, except everybody's still making $45 a story.
Yeah, I guess maybe that hasn't changed.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was, your brother Rob you were talking about, politics and sports, and I get it. I was, a couple of weeks ago when the NFL thing was going on with the national anthem, I'm just sitting there, I'm thinking to myself, personally as a fan, I just want to watch a football game. I don't want to get into a political debate. But, stuff happens, and it looks like this is just, I don't know if this is going to be the norm, the new norm, as they say.
I think it's over in a couple of weeks, actually. I think.
No.
I think there'll be other things to be looking the shiny penny at. You're looking at the shiny penny, so to speak.
It's still going to continue to go on, but people will just not pay as much attention to
once,
it because right now it's still new.
Once we invade North Korea, if that happens, then no one's going to care about the national anthem, which is what they want. So,
hey, just to digress, do you guys know where the Winter Olympics are this year?
Russia, isn't it?
South Korea.
Oh, South Korea.
Oh wow, I didn't know.
It's not North Korea.
That should be fun, huh?
Yeah, that'll be entertaining.
I did not know that.
And the World Cup in 2018 is in Russia, so.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
That's we're going to be sending Americans to Korea one way or the other.
So, Joe, what are you covering? I mean, Joe, Bob, what are you covering? I'm looking at a thing that says Joe. I'm looking at Joe Ritter's
Well, I cover basically 6 high schools on the east end, mostly, Shore and Winning River, Riverhead, Mercy, Greenport, Mattatuck, Southold. So mostly they're small schools,
Okay.
Riverhead's a AA school.
And what's the deal with the fact you don't think of. High school football or high school sports on Long Island is it as big as people think it is, or what's the deal with it? Because I don't really notice, a big following. I know Newsday does a lot of it, has a lot of, or used to. I don't know if they still do it. Yeah, and I know a lot of the local papers now are sort of getting onto this. Is this because they need space to fill, or is there a real following for high school sports on Long Island?
I think there's still a following. I still think high school football is head and shoulders the number one high school sport. Basketball is big too, but football I think is still the most popular sport. But what I noticed, and I've talked to some other journalists about this, and I've noticed it myself in the past, 8-10 years, the quality of football on Long Island high schools is really going down. It's dropping. And the reason for that, I think, is what else is dropping is numbers. You see teams with less and less players. I covered the Shoreham Mount Sinai football game Friday night, and Mount Sinai has a name for football. They've been one of those traditional power. It's Division IV, the smallest division, but they've really put out some good teams over the years. And Mount Sinai had 23 players on their varsity team.
That's all?
Shocked me. That shocked. Yes.
Wow.
That shocked me. That just shows you. Now, is it concussions? Are mothers and fathers afraid to have they don't want their kids playing football because they're afraid of the CTE? I think that's a big part of it. But numbers have definitely gone down.
Yeah, the injuries are definitely a part of it because that's all across the country. I read something about, I think it was USA Today about a month or two ago, where they were talking about numbers and in different places too, where it was traditional football kind of towns. And I'm trying to remember what state it was. I want to say Pennsylvania, but one of the schools that they profiled, the ethnicity in the town the town has kind of shifted, and a lot more like Indians have moved into the town, and their families they were raised on cricket and rugby and stuff like that. Now it's like the coaches are trying to get the bigger kids to play football. They don't even know what football is, but they come out. They've come out and they play it and they enjoy it. But when parents start finding out about the sport and they're like, wow, a lot of people get hurt and there's a lot of head injuries, and I don't know if I want my son playing this sport because it seems dangerous. And let's face it probably is dangerous. But that's, I think, the main reason why a lot of parents are just telling their kids, no, football, no. We're not having this, and we don't even want you getting involved. We're not going to sign you up.
Well,
that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up because, out here in the East End, you're seeing a lot of Hispanics, a lot of people moving here from the Central Americas, and they know soccer. Like you said, they don't know American football. They're not playing American football.
Right, and
that's a big part of it too.
Yeah, and I mean, there's also the size factor involved. I mean, a lot of those kids aren't very big, and let's face it, in football, if you're over 6 foot and you weigh more than 200 pounds, you have an advantage, obviously, in high school football.
Sure. Is there any? I remember. I mean, for me, we grew up in Massapequa, Timmy and I. The Baldinger family out of Massapequa.
That's right.
That's like the big.
A lot of big dogs in that family.
That's like the big high school football success story. At least for me on Long Island. Yeah. I mean,
there's a decent amount of players from Long Island, but I mean, all of those brothers, they all made it, and they all made it as linemen. So,
is there any ones out there that you know of that we should be looking for down the road? Or?
I could tell you, just going back, to last year, Shore and Winning River had a football player, a lineman, excellent defensive lineman, Ethan Wiedeker. He is now, he's gone to Northwestern. He got a scholarship. Nice. He's at Northwestern. He's redshirting this season, unless there's a change in plans.
So he's smart, too, if he got to Northwestern.
Yeah. I mean, there was a quarterback at Sable last year, Jack Cohn. He's now he's a freshman, and he's the backup at Wisconsin, Big Ten.
Nice. Okay.
But that's very unusual. I don't think many people realize how difficult it is to get a Division I, scholarship, and how, especially in football, how rare it is for Long Island to produce those sort of athletes.
That's true.
I also know here at Nassau Community College, where we're broadcasting out of, a lot of students come here. Maybe their grades aren't the best, but they know that the Lions here have a good team, good coaches, and could be a stepping stone to something else down the road, maybe. So I do know that that does happen where they end up here.
Oh, for sure.
So Nassau has sent a lot of players on to bigger schools and higher levels. They really have a reputation for that.
Well, Bob, we appreciate you calling in and checking in with us, and always good to hear from you. Anyone who's a friend of Timmy's who worked with Timmy, we've had J.P. Pelsman on, we've had John Valenti, we've had the whole Newsday Mafia.
Bob Lieb and John Valenti are tight, so now you can tell John Valenti you've been on from the press box,
and we've had A.J. Benzer on too. So we have the whole group. Is there anyone else we need to have on this group in the future?
I don't know. I'll have to.
Yeah, because
think about
you guys
that.
all work together.
Maybe Bobby Cassidy.
Bobby Cassidy would be a good choice too. So you could tell Valente you've had the privilege of being on from the press box.
I am going to definitely do that.
Okay.
I'm going to send John a message.
Okay.
I made it.
Good talking to you, Bob.
It was great talking to you guys.
Take care.
You too, Bob.
Take care.
All right,
bye.
Take care.
516-572-7440. Just as a reminder, brother, I was going to have you read this as my brother to read this, but I will read it from me. Join the free-for-all every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, hosted by Rob Leonard. He presents a different mix of rock and roll from Chuck Berry to Weezer. Every Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 noon, replays every Saturday morning, 5 a.m. to 7 a.m., right here on WHPC, the voice of Nassau Community College.
Very, very seamless how you went into the third person there.
I was going to have you do it and give me praise as your brother, but I decided
Of course.
516-572-7440. We'll talk more sports right after our break. And we got Islanders, Jets, and
plenty of stuff.
Plenty of stuff. We got plenty of stuff.
There's always something new at the Voice of Nassau Community College.
Starting Monday, October 23rd, we have a brand new Monday night lineup. At 5 p.m., catch the WHPC sports staff as they review the weekend and preview the evening in local and professional sports on the home stretch.
Then at 6, it's Revelations, where Steve K puts an emphasis on rare tracks and hidden gems from the genres of rock, blues, soul, folk, and jazz. Uwe Riggers keeps the German hit parade going at 7. And New York Polka Bob slides down to 8 p.m. with Polka Beat. Once again, it's the home stretch at 5,
Revelations at 6,
the German hit parade at 7, and Polka Beat at 8.
all from the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
Frank Sinatra,
Bing Crosby,
Ella Fitzgerald,
Dean Martin.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
We're making a list of artists you don't hear on the radio anymore.
Wait, I know where you can hear all of them and more.
Where?
Right here on Standard Serenade. Join me, Glenn DeMilt, for 2 hours of great songs by the great stars. Saturday afternoon at 5 on the Voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC.
This portion of programming on 90.3 WHPC is brought to you by the Center for Workforce Development and Lifelong Learning at Nassau Community College, where you can now learn to fly a drone.
Gain hands-on experience in operating a drone and learn the many civilian uses of drones, as well as the New York legal requirements. The current and future perspectives on unmanned aerial vehicles will be discussed, and you'll hear about the infrastructure of the industry, as well as federal legislation and how it impacts users. The focus will be on non-commercial use. The drones course starts October 10th.
For more information, contact the Center for Workforce Development at 516-572-7487 or visit ncc.edu.
She's a good girl.
Loves her mama.
I'm singing.
I love singing.
Don't do it on the air.
Why not?
People don't want to hear you.
They don't want to hear you.
They would rather hear Tom Petty sing.
Do you even? I never actually hear you sing.
I rarely sing. I know
You're a
I can't
horrible
sing.
singer. How did I get all the talent?
You can't sing.
I can sing.
No, you really
I
can't.
can too.
No,
I can too.
you really can't.
I can.
Trust me on this.
I can.
Believe me.
I've sang in front of people. You haven't. I have.
Oh man. All right. Whatever. Next topic.
I'm just saying. I don't know.
Yeah. What have I told you about when you say I'm just saying?
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Don't do that.
Anyway, the Islander season began. As much as stuff is going around them concerning not being in Brooklyn, guess what? They're still playing in Brooklyn.
Well, they will be this year. They will be next year.
Yeah,
There's
at least.
no getting out of that.
And especially with fearless leader Gary Bettman saying, "Well, I don't want them playing in the Nassau Coliseum." Even if they were to make a deal to move to Belmont or someplace else, it's going to take at least 2.5 years, 3 years to build.
They have to build it. I mean, nothing's even been approved yet.
I know.
So let's not get crazy about the Islanders' new home until you at least see a picture with a bunch of rich fat white guys with shovels turning some fake dirt. Yep. And saying, all right, we got an arena now.
Yep.
It's like another couple of years after that.
I know that. So
all right.
It's going to be fun to watch it. So you still have to go to Brooklyn. You'll still have to watch the game with that stupid Honda in the front
You're
row.
Obsessed with that
I am
car.
so angry with that still.
You're obsessed.
I know
with
they
the
make
car.
a lot of money from the placement because that's all it's about. But you know what? It's a hockey game, not a car placement. It's not a car parking lot. You know,
obsessed with the vehicle.
I get it.
I don't get it
because every time I see a medium shot, I see the car. The car just gets in the way of
and you start
watching the
ranting
game.
And screaming.
I do. I start screaming. So
get that car out of there.
Yeah. So anyway, Saturday the Islanders beat the Buffalo Sabres 6-3.
How about that?
Today, because it's Columbus Day. By the way, happy birthday to John Lennon. He would have turned 77 today. We have a 1 o'clock game at the Barclays. At least you can get home early if you go out there. So.
And you'll be able to watch the Yankee game tonight. Of course, the Yankees probably are going to get rained out.